Before this list starts, one thing needs to be said clearly. Glock in 2026 is not the same brand it was 2 years ago. On January 20th, 2026, Glock officially launched the sixth generation of its pistol lineup, and for the first time in years, the firearms community largely agreed on something. This update actually matters. New RTF6 grip texture, factory flat face trigger standard across all Gen 6 models, an integrated palm swell engineered from hand measurement data across thousands of shooters, a native optics mounting system that finally replaces the MOS plate setup that divided opinion for years, 3 magazines in the box at launch, and a single captive recoil spring assembly that brings the platform back to the mechanical simplicity of the Gen 1 through Gen 3 era. But here's the important thing most ranking videos are getting wrong right now. Gen 6 only covers 3 models at the initial 2026 launch: the G17, the G19, and the G45. Every other Glock in the current lineup is still running Gen 5 technology, and Gen 5 in several cases is still the right answer, depending on what you actually need. This ranking covers 10 unique Glock models, from the one that deserves the least of your money to the one that deserves the most. No repeated models, no filler, no fluff. Let's go. Number 10. Glock 42. Absolute minimum size carry, shooters with smaller hands, true pocket carry. The Glock 42 sits at the bottom of this ranking, not because it is a bad pistol, but because it asks you to accept a significant trade-off that most shooters eventually regret. The G42 is Glock's only .380 ACP pistol and their slimmest production model at 0.94 inches wide. It is genuinely the most pocketable Glock ever made, lighter than any 9mm in the lineup, and reliable in a way that most compact .380 pistols are not. For shooters with smaller hands who struggle with larger frames, the G42 fits better than anything else Glock produces. The problem is the caliber. In 2026, the 9mm micro-compact market has evolved to the point where the SIG P365, the Glock 43, and the Glock 43X all offer 9mm performance in packages nearly as slim as the G42. Carrying a .380 when 9mm options of similar size exist is a trade-off that is increasingly difficult to justify on pure performance grounds. It remains in Gen 5 configuration and will likely stay there. The G42 has its loyal owners, and their loyalty is understandable. But on a ranking of the best Glocks available in 2026, it starts at the bottom. Specs: caliber, .380 ACP. Capacity, 6+1. Barrel, 3.25 inches. Width, 0.94 inches. Weight, 13.8 ounces. Price, $430 to $480. The verdict: the slimmest Glock ever made in a caliber that 9mm alternatives have largely made redundant. Buy it only if nothing else in the lineup fits your hand or your specific carry situation. Number 9. Glock 26, Gen 5. Magazine versatility. Shooters who own other Glocks. Subcompact with double stack capacity. The Glock 26 does one thing no other subcompact on this list can. It accepts every standard double stack 9mm Glock magazine ever manufactured. Your G17 magazines work. Your G19 magazines work. Your 33-round extended magazines work. At home or in a defensive situation where you need to grab any magazine available, the G26 treats your entire Glock collection as compatible backup. That universal magazine compatibility is a practical and tactical advantage that no spec sheet comparison communicates accurately. The Gen 5 G26 remains on Gen 5 technology in 2026, as the initial Gen 6 rollout applies only to the G17, G19, and G45. The Gen 5 brought the marksman barrel for improved accuracy, removed the finger grooves, added ambidextrous slide stop, and made the MOS version optics ready. At 1.26 inches wide, it is thicker than Glock's slimline options, but it rewards that extra width with shooting confidence and magazine versatility that the slim models simply cannot offer. Specs: caliber, 9mm. Capacity, 10+1 accepts all G17 and G19 magazines. Barrel 3.43 inches. Weight 21.5 ounces. Price $550 to $630. The verdict: the most magazine-versatile subcompact Glock available. If you already own other Glocks in 9mm, the G26 Gen 5 turns your entire magazine collection into compatible backup immediately. Number 8. Glock 23 Gen 5 MOS. Shooters who prefer .40 caliber, law enforcement carry, caliber flexibility in one frame. The Glock 23 is the .40S and WU compact equivalent of the G19. And for law enforcement agencies and serious civilian carriers who have never fully embraced the 9mm transition, it remains one of the most capable carry options in the entire Glock lineup. The Gen 5 MOS brought the marksman barrel, removed finger grooves, added ambidextrous controls, and made the slide optics ready. One practical advantage that rarely gets discussed: the G23 frame accepts G32.357 SIG barrels with a simple barrel swap, giving the shooter genuine caliber flexibility in a single serialized frame without purchasing a second pistol. The .40 S&W cartridge delivers more energy per round than standard 9mm defensive loads, and the G23's compact frame keeps it genuinely carryable for all-day use. For the shooter who wants compact size with maximum stopping power credibility, nothing in Glock's current lineup competes with the G23 Gen 5 MOS specs. Caliber .40 S&W. Capacity 15+1. Barrel 4.02 inches. Weight 23.6 ounces. Price $580 to $640. The verdict: the best .40 caliber carry Glock available. Compact enough for all-day carry, caliber flexible enough to run .357 SIG with a barrel swap, and proven enough to trust in any situation. Number 7. Glock 43 Maximum Concealment Warm Weather Carry. Shooters wanting the thinnest possible 9mm Glock. The Glock 43 is the thinnest 9mm pistol Glock has ever produced, and in specific carry situations, nothing else in the lineup replaces it. At 1.02 inches wide and 17.95 ounces unloaded, the G43 disappears under clothing in a way that no double-stack Glock can claim. For shooters in warm climates where deep concealment under minimal clothing is a daily requirement, the G43 solves a problem that nothing else in this lineup addresses as completely. It points naturally, it fits hands of almost every size, and it runs the same reliable striker-fired system that has defined the Glock platform for 4 decades. The 6+1 capacity is the honest limitation, and there is no way around it. Aftermarket options like the Shield Arms magazine extensions help, but they do not bring the G43 to the capacity level of the 43X without compromising the slim profile that is its entire reason for existing. The G43 remains on Gen 5 in 2026. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 6+1, barrel 3.39 inches, width 1.02 inches, weight 17.95 ounces. Price $430 to $499. The verdict: the most concealable 9mm Glock ever made. Capacity is its weakness, and no amount of aftermarket work fully solves that, but for absolute deep concealment where nothing else fits, the G43 still earns its place in 2026. Number 6. Glock 48 MOS. Slim carry with improved shootability. Appendix carry. Shooters who want length without width. The Glock 48 MOS is one of the most underappreciated pistols in Glock's entire lineup, and it consistently gets overlooked in favor of its more famous sibling. The G48 gives you a 4.17-inch barrel and a longer sight radius than the G43X, while keeping the exact same slim 1.10-inch width throughout. That combination means it shoots noticeably flatter and more accurately than shorter slimline options, while concealing equally well in terms of thickness. For appendix carry specifically, The slightly longer slide creates a more comfortable all-day experience than shorter guns that tend to dig into the body during extended sitting. The MOS version ships with Ameriglow night sights from the factory and accepts a red dot directly to the slide. With Shield Arms S15 magazines installed, capacity jumps to 15+1 in a package that is genuinely slimmer than a Glock 19. The G48 and G43X share the same lower frame and magazines, meaning accessories bought for one work on the other immediately. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 10+1 standard, 15+1 with Shield Arms, S15, barrel 4.17 inches, width 1.10 inches, weight 20.74 ounces, price $500 to $560. The verdict: same slim width as the 43X but longer and flatter shooting. Add Shield Arms magazines and you have one of the best concealed carry platforms Glock makes at any price. Consistently underrated and consistently overlooked. Number 5. Glock 43 XMOS. Slim, everyday carry, first Glock purchase, warm weather daily carry. The Glock 43 XMOS sits at the sweet spot of Glock's slimline family, and its popularity is completely deserved. Longer grip than the single-stack G43 for a natural full-hand purchase, and better recoil management. The same slim 1.10-inch width as the G48 for clean concealment under any clothing. The MOS slide accepts red dot optics directly without adapter plates, and factory Ameriglow night sights ship standard on MOS variants. The aftermarket around this platform has reached full maturity in 2026, with quality holsters, dedicated weapon lights, and trigger options from every major manufacturer. The G43XMOS remains on Gen 5 technology in 2026, as the slim carry guns did not receive the Gen 6 update in the initial rollout. With Shield Arms S15 magazines installed, you reach 15+1 capacity in a package slimmer than a Glock 19. That capacity and concealment combination in one slim platform is still genuinely hard to match at this price point. Specs: caliber 9mm, as capacity 10+1 standard, 15+1 with Shield Arms. ES15, barrel 3.41 inches, width 1.10 inches, weight 18.7 ounces, price $500 to $580. The verdict: the most popular slim carry Glock for very good reason. Optics ready, fully mature aftermarket, and with Shield Arms magazines installed, it competes with anything in its size class from any manufacturer. Number 4. Glock 20 GN5. Outdoor carry, bear country hunters, shooters who want maximum handgun power. Every gun on this list so far has been either a carry pistol or a duty pistol. The Glock 20 is something different entirely. The G20 is Glock's full-size 10mm auto pistol, and in 2026 it occupies a specific role that nothing else in the Glock lineup can fill: genuine field use in environments where the threats are not human. For hunters, hikers in bear country, and outdoorsmen who need a sidearm capable of stopping large, dangerous animals reliably, the 10mm auto cartridge in a Glock platform delivers a combination of power, capacity, and reliability that has no equal in the current lineup. The Glock 20 and 10mm has been used for hunting, bear defense, and backcountry carry extensively, with shooters documenting tens of thousands of rounds without gun-related malfunctions across the platform's production history. The 15+1 capacity and 10mm auto is a round count that no competing platform in this caliber can currently match. The Gen 5 frame with the marksman barrel improves accuracy over previous generations meaningfully. Specs: caliber 10mm, auto, capacity 15+1, barrel 4.61 inches, weight 27.68 ounces, price $597 to $650. The verdict: the most powerful pistol in the current Glock lineup. If your threat environment includes large, dangerous animals, or you simply want maximum handgun power in a proven platform, the G20 Gen 5 has no equal in the Glock catalog. Number 3. Glock 45 Gen 6. Crossover carry and duty, shooters wanting full grip with compact slide, law enforcement use. The Glock 45 Gen 6 combines the compact slide with a full-size frame, using the shorter 4.02-inch barrel from the G19 with the full-length grip of the G17, resulting in 17-round capacity. Law enforcement agencies often prefer this setup because it provides full capacity without the extra slide length. The G45 is the crossover concept that Glock executed perfectly. A full-hand purchase and 17-round magazine capacity from the full-size grip frame, faster handling, and a shorter holster draw from the compact G19 slide. The Gen 6 G45 arrives with a full suite of Gen 6 updates: RTF6 grip texture, flat-faced trigger, integrated palm swell, enlarged beaver tail, dedicated thumb rest, and the new optics-ready system with 3 polymer mounting plates included in the box, available on shelves January 20th, 2026 at an MSRP of $745. For shooters who found the full-size G17 slightly long for carry but wanted more grip real estate than the standard G19, the G45 Gen 6 is the answer, delivered in its most refined form yet. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 17+1, barrel 4.02 inches, frame full-size grip, compact slide, MSRP $745. The verdict: full grip capacity with compact slide handling. In Gen 6 form, it is the most complete version of the crossover concept Glock has ever produced. The smartest choice for law enforcement and serious duty carriers in 2026. Number 2. Glock 19 Gen 6. All-around carry, home defense, duty use, the one gun that does everything. The Gen 6 G19 features a flat-faced trigger for consistent placement and a cleaner perceived break. The new RTF6 grip texture, deeper slide serrations, enhanced beaver tail, redesigned thumb rest, and a redesigned optics mounting system with 3 polymer adapter plates included in the box. Available January 20th, 2026 at an MSRP of $749. The Glock 19 has been the most widely carried compact pistol on the planet for decades. Law enforcement agencies, military units, and civilians across more than 65 countries have trusted it operationally, and that record was earned through documented performance in every condition the real world has generated. The Gen 6 introduced a revised barrel geometry, making previous generation barrels incompatible, and reverted to a single captive recoil spring assembly, mirroring the simpler structure of the Gen 1 through Gen 3 models. Those internal changes, combined with the ergonomic overhaul, make the Gen 6 G19 the most shootable, most comfortable, and most optics-ready Glock 19 ever produced. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1, barrel 4.02 inches, weight 23.6 ounces, MSRP $749. The verdict: the best Glock 19 ever made. The Gen 6 closes every ergonomics and optics gap that competitors have been exploiting for years. The best all-around carry choice for most people in 2026. And it is not particularly close. Number 1. Glock 17 Gen 6. Duty use, home defense, full-size performance, the definitive Glock. The Gen 6 G17 is the original Glock, the pistol that started everything in 1982, now in its most refined form. The Gen 6 lineup delivers enhanced ergonomics for increased usability and comfort with a unique optic-ready system. Officially available January 20th, 2026. The Glock 17 is the pistol that invented the modern handgun category. The polymer frame striker-fired design that Gaston Glock brought to market in 1982 is now the template that virtually every major manufacturer builds from. Before it existed, that template did not. Over 40 years of continuous production, carried by more law enforcement agencies worldwide than any other pistol in history. The Gen 6 G17 returns to the single captive recoil spring assembly, embracing the simplicity of earlier generations while streamlining the 9mm duty line. The new RTF6 grip texture, flat-faced trigger, integrated palm swell, enlarged beaver tail, undercut trigger guard, and native optics mounting system with 3 polymer plates arrive in the box at an MSRP of $745. 17+1 capacity, the deepest aftermarket ecosystem of any pistol on the planet. Gen 6 ergonomics that finally closed the comfort gap that competitors had been using as a selling point for years, and a 40-year operational record that no other firearm in production can match its scale. Specs: caliber 9mm, capacity 17+1, barrel 4.49 inches, weight 25.1 ounces, MSRP $745. The verdict: the pistol that invented the modern handgun category in its best generation yet. Not the most exciting, not the most refined, the most proven, most supported, and most institutionally trusted full-size pistol in the history of modern firearms. Quick Buyer's Guide: thinnest Glock in point, 380, ACP, Glock 42, around $450. Best subcompact for magazine versatility, Glock 26 Gen 5, around $600. Best .40 caliber compact carry, Glock 23 Gen 5 MOS, around $610. Thinnest 9mm Glock for deep concealment, Glock 43, around $460. Best slim carry with longer sight radius, Glock 48 MOS, around $530. Best slim carry all around, Glock 43 XMOS with shield arms mags, around $550. Most powerful Glock for field use, Glock 20 Gen 5 and 10mm, around $625. Best crossover duty and carry Gen 6, Glock 45 Gen 6, MSP $745. Best all-around compact carry, Gen 6, Glock 19, Gen 6, MSRP $749. Best full-size duty and home defense, Glock 17, Gen 6, MSRP $745. 10 Glocks. 10 different answers to 10 different shooting needs. The Gen 6 launch on January 20th, 2026 changed the conversation around this brand in a way that a single update has not managed in years. Better ergonomics, better optics mounting, better trigger feel straight from the factory. And the models that did not receive the Gen 6 update yet are still strong enough to earn their place on this list on their own merits. Drop your current Glock in the comments and tell us one thing: did the Gen 6 make you upgrade, or are you holding out for more models to join the lineup?